recognizing that it encapsulates a lot more than just people who are on the streets, like typically homeless people that are portrayed in the media. The problem is a lot more severe than that, and I think people who should be included in that category are people who are at risk, because it doesn't matter if they're not currently homeless, if they're about to be homeless. They're sort of in the same category, and why that's important is that people who are not yet severely entrenched in the homelessness cycle are a lot easier to help. So if you can recognize those people at that stage, you can actually jump in and a lot more easily help them. Because I think typically what happens is that rather than going straight from being in a home like you and me to being on the streets 10 years later, it's actually a progression. So usually it'll start by something to do with their family. They can't live at home anymore, or they feel unsafe there, and so they end up crashing on people's couches, and they can't do that forever. So then eventually, probably after a few years, they actually end up on the streets. So I would define youth homelessness as encapsulating people who are at risk as well as those who are currently on the streets. But I'd also recognize that that includes people who are couch surfing, people who just don't know where they're going to be staying that night. I think that's the real problem of youth homelessness.